From the 915 to H-Town, from the Panhandle Plains to the Valley, and everywhere in between, this is the 50/50 Podcast, powered by the 50/50 Podcast Network. Join me, Hector Cano, as we cover the Texas high school club and college soccer landscape, along with an inside look at the college soccer recruiting scene. The 50/50 Podcast is a platform about the people and for the people who are dedicated to the beautiful game. Here we go. Sorry about that. Looked like we were muted there. So again, welcome the 2024 day 2 of the 2024 TASCO Texas High School Soccer Coaches Convention. We are live here with Coach David Parks, the head men's soccer coach of the Crandall Pirates. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great. Good to be here. Enjoy it. Just spending the time with all the other coaches, all the vendors. Just great networking opportunity.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. And yeah, excited to have you here. Obviously, you've been a great proponent, great supporter of the podcast. Any chance we can have guests on that are supporters of the podcast that are doing great things in their communities, we jump at the opportunities. So tell us, how are things so far?
Everything's looking really good. This is my third year now at Crandall. Probably one of the deepest teams that I've had. With the huge growth that we've had in Kaufman County, we're getting boys from all over the place. I didn't believe it when I first heard it, but Kaufman County the last 2 years has been the fastest growing county in the whole United States. So I actually fact checked that and checked it. And from what I could see, that's true. So
yeah, you dropped that on me yesterday, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
I was
so
like, "Wow."
We got a big influx there. Within the last 5 years, 6 years, we've already put 2 extensions on the high school. But with all that, you're bringing in a lot more talent.
Mm-hmm.
The level of competition is picked up. It's just a great thing altogether for the community and the school's soccer program.
Yeah. So give us a visual for those who may not know where's Crandall? Where's Crandall High School located? Give us a visual.
Okay, Crandall High School. If you're in the Metroplex area, we will get on I-20 and head out about 20 minutes, and we are probably about eight miles south. Yeah. We are between Seagoville and Kaufman, headed out towards Athens to East Texas. That's about where we are.
Okay, good. So 3 years in, you assess it now to when you arrived. What are your thoughts?
Great.
Yeah.
We have developed. I just left Alexi Upton from Sulphur Spring.
Mm-hmm.
He did a talk this morning on developing culture and everything. Mm-hmm. And one thing that he said, which I agree wholeheartedly with him, is developing a culture. And that's one thing that I've tried to do from the day that I'm there, and realizing that, statistically, maybe a few of these boys will actually grow up to make money from this, but every single one of them are going to be a husband. Every single one of them are going to be a uncle, a father, and just developing men of character through the game of soccer has really been our mission.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and he just stuck his head in the studio there.
Yeah,
he must know we're talking about him, right? Coach, how are you? I think you hit on something, and I had Stephen Mackey on here yesterday, and we talked about how one of the key pieces that I mentioned with him is what feeds culture. So for me, right, culture, it's kind of a staple, right? And one of my personal mottos that I've in the modern day, right, social media have turned into a hashtag, but culture, not defense, but culture wins championships, right? And I feel that one of the things that I hit on with him was talking about just that, was that what feeds culture is consistency, right? And what you're willing, those standards, those expectations, and what you're willing to tolerate or not tolerate on a daily basis as a coach, right? Because I think players are way smarter than sometimes we give them credit for. And when when they see that we're kind of letting things slide, getting lax in the standards, right?
They're still teenagers. So you let up, they're going to take advantage. They're going to take whatever you give them. So one thing that I've tried to instill, and one thing that the boys at Crandall have heard me say time and time again, is that good teams are led by good coaches, but great teams are led by the players.
The players, yeah, absolutely,
exactly.
Absolutely, awesome. So 15-5-8, tell us a little bit about that. What's that looking like?
It's going to be a bit more competitive, I feel, than last year. Of course, we have the state defending champions. Lucky us, go Midlow. But we have from last year, we dropped Lancaster. They went 6A. Forney, Austin Walker over there, they moved up to 6A. And now we have both Midlothians, Heritage and Midlow, and Kaufman. The rest of the district, whether it's us, Corsicana, Red Oak, who am I missing? Us, Corsicana, Red Oak, Terrell. It's just a district to where I was talking to Joe Stevens from Terrell earlier. He said, it's going to be, every single game's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
So it's going to really drive competition, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. You get to embrace the defending state champion. That's always awesome. So now, speaking of state champions, right? So this year is going to be a very historic season for Texas high school soccer for two big reasons. One of them being the announcement of the Division I, Division II format for state champions, right? A first of its kind for not only soccer, but was it basketball, baseball, softball, and volleyball? What are your thoughts on that? Pros, cons, whatever. What are your thoughts on that?
We spoke a little bit about this yesterday. One thing that I think one of the arguments has been about it, which I mentioned maybe as an argument, but really I don't think it's going to hold much weight, is the possibility of, once you start getting towards the end of your season and thinking, well, if I throw this game, maybe I'll end up in the easier bracket or whatever. Yeah. But I do believe that here in Texas, we have the integrity of the coaches and understanding the competition. Yes, theoretically, that may be an argument, but I don't believe that it's truly going to be valid. One thing you also said yesterday is, do we think that it's going to be too many state champions? Well, when I was in high school, I was actually on the East Coast out in North Carolina, and they went into something like that. When I was in, we had 1A out of 4A, and then they ended up going like 1A small, 1A, big. So they ended up having 8 state champions, which are still rolling today. And I really think it's good. I think it's a good thing. Yeah. Like you mentioned, they're trying to put more trophies in kids' hands, and it gives more teams something to look forward to, something to drive on and keep the spirit of competition.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting how that plays out. And, one of the, not an argument, but I think my personal opinion is I'm going out on, I don't know if you want to call it going out on a limb, but I predict that we will see at any level, on whether it be on the boys' side or the girls' side of the house, I predict that we're going to see a set of state champions, I should say, coming from the same district. So
I don't think that'll take too long to see that. I agree with you.
Yeah. I don't think that's why I said, I don't know if it's calling it going out on a limb, but yeah, I'm calling that shot right now. Now the other one, the one that just recently came down, that got a lot of people, I would say not surprised that it's being implemented, but just how quick it's like, hey, we're doing this now, is the implementation of the mercy rule. What are your thoughts on that?
There have been different ideas that have been running around in my head on this. Of course, I've heard, towards the end of the game, it's going to turn into an 11-11 rondo. However, I think that this will drive, you spoke about Coach Mackey and the whole Texas Way program of sportsmanship that we're trying to build.
Right.
And I think that it will help to promote that as well.
Mhm.
Because how demoralizing is it for a 14 to 18-year-old kid, losing 10-0 or even more than that? And it's really going to, I think, improve the over morale, the competition,
Mhm.
and just keep the integrity of the game.
Yeah. Gotcha. Good deal. So, we transition here to why we're here, right? The TASCO convention. We're on the eve of the start of our season. What has been, we're here. We are early into day 2, just started. What are your thoughts takeaways from yesterday and what you've seen so far today? The vibe, the environment, everything. What are your thoughts?
I really have enjoyed it. I always enjoy coming down here
Mhm.
and get in to see everybody, all the vendors, finding out, networking, speaking to people. And it's a great area because there's people from all over the state, people that you may not see
Mhm.
throughout the year. And you just get to see that even if a school is a 3A team or a 6A team, we're all playing the same game. We're all playing the same.
Right.
We're all have the same challenges. It's just, are you having the challenges with 3,000 kids, or are you having the challenges with 400 kids in your school? So I enjoy getting here, getting to know everybody else. I've enjoyed some of the field sessions.
Yeah.
I also spoke about going to Alexi's culture talk that he had
Yeah.
earlier. I think it was something about the seven pillars to success that he's implemented out there at Sulphur Springs
Mhm.
since he's been there.
Yeah.
And just being able to speak to new coaches, being able to speak to veteran coaches, and picking each other's brains.
Yeah.
So it's just a great, beautiful opportunity for everybody that comes down here. If you have not done it, you need to get down here.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think it's an experience when it's strictly really soccer people. It's an experience like no other. I mean, you're talking about the largest high school soccer coaches convention in the country, and the second largest in the country, only behind United Soccer Coaches Convention, which we know is the mega one. Yeah, could not agree with you more. But yeah, this is have loved having you on, Coach. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate everything, and you being here, the support, what you're doing down at Crandall. We've noticed a good bit. And with that, I kind of wanted to put that out there. We do have upcoming before we let everybody go. Did want to mention that the launch of what's coming this coming Wednesday is the Inside Texas High School Soccer. The episode season 5, the return of Inside Texas High School Soccer is coming. Look for that. We'll be putting that out later today. Social media, get ready to go. It'll be our preview show where we'll talk about the upcoming season, and we'll talk about great programs, different things, some of the plans that we have in store to cover this season. And if you don't know, if you're just joining us, Inside Texas High School Soccer is what's largely our spinoff series from the 50/50 podcast, part of the 50/50 podcast network. So, Coach, this has been awesome.
Pleasure seeing you.
Appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Good luck to you this season. Good luck to you this season.
Thank you very much.
And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more coverage of the 2024 TASCO, Texas High School Soccer Coaches Convention, here in beautiful Moody Gardens in Galveston, Texas.